Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the celebration of all celebrations. Here on the Vash Sky Podcast, we have hit 5,000 subscribers. My goodness, it took me by surprise, because when I first learned about it last week, I was like, whoa. Like, I was expecting, hey, come on in for the 5,000 club right there. We'd already passed it, and we are certainly on the way to 6,000. There's no question about that. I know, just she was like, "Hey, have you looked at the numbers?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've looked. It's absolutely wild." And I don't study them in depth. I probably should actually, but I just kind of keep the grindstone, keep working, and just say, "Hey, you know what? If we put out a great show, a great experience, a great, YouTube channel with all this content, the numbers will take care of themselves," and it appears that they did. So absolutely fantastic, guys. Thank you so much for all the support. I mean, you guys have been tremendous, and we already have a wave of support actually coming in the form of super chats and the board of gifts and memberships. We have to highlight all of those. While doing that, we have to bring on some of our amazing guests who have actually been sitting in the background for a little while now. I told them, hey, look, listen, we don't quite know when that Barclays will conclude, so come on in and get some snacks from the green room right there. With these super chats, we've been able to get a few more snacks for our guests right there. Fantastic stuff. Let's go ahead and let's see, how do I want to handle this? Let's go ahead and bring them on and celebrate together. How about that? We have the amazing producer extraordinaire, MJ, Magical MJ. Hello there. Are you there, ma'am?
I'm here. Happy celebration. Congratulations, Vash.
Thank you so much. Very much appreciate that. Look, you were a big part of this, so thank you, MJ. That is awesome. We also have one of our very first guests who was ever on this program, that being Erica from Erica and Raph. And by the way, I believe you're in some new digs, if I'm not mistaken, right? Oh, you are muted.
Oh, that's better.
There you go. Love that.
Sorry, can you repeat that? I missed it.
Oh yeah, you were one of our very first guests that we ever had on the Vash Sky Podcast. Yeah. Very much appreciate you coming on in, and I think you're in some new digs, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, we just moved from Germany to El Paso, Texas, and we've been getting settled in. I've got my setup in my closet for now until our furniture gets here from Germany, and then I can start weeding through boxes, nesting the house, and really getting my studio set up. But I'm here, and congratulations, 5,000, and quickly going into 6 from what we've been hearing.
Yeah, we're getting there. It's taking me by surprise. I'm like, okay, we have to celebrate 5,000 now, because it'll be out of date soon.
It'll be to 10 at this rate, just a few weeks, you'll be up to like 10,000 probably. I'm going to predict that. I'm going to say that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a little ambitious. No, but hey, predict away. If in fact it happens in a couple of weeks, like I said, it would all be because of you guys in the chat right there. Absolutely fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, that Parkplace crew coming on in here after having that wonderful redirect. We also have one of our other very first panelists that we ever had on this channel. It is the one, the only Ron from Follow the Bradley's Fun. Hello there, Ron. Welcome on in.
Me? Who, me? Me?
That's right, Ron. It is you, good sir. Thank you so much for coming on in and celebrating with us. This is a fantastic time, I will say.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it for the world. 5,000. Congratulations. And you deserve every bit of it, Vash. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And it's so funny because there's so many things that I thought actually were yours before that apparently weren't exactly, that you were just helping other people out. And I totally get that. But man, it's I was like, wow, but you're already a rock star, so it's freaking Vash Sky, everybody. Come on. Seriously, it's Vash freaking Sky.
well, thank you. I very much appreciate that, Ron. It has taken me by surprise. There's no question about it. I mean, the level of support from everybody out there has absolutely been tremendous. And Ron's a big part of this. Erica's a big part of this. Also, too, MJ as well, of course. But also Tom's a big part of this as well. who has decided to stop on by. That's Tom F., our mod extraordinaire. Hello there, Tom. Welcome on in.
How's it going, Vash? Congrats. I expect you to be at 50,000 in a blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to have to do another song because we need one more epic than that.
We're gonna need to do probably another song there. And Tom, I tell you, I am working on the song for Vash and Vixen.
Yeah,
I can definitely tell you that right now. I know it's we've had a couple of shows under our belt, unfortunately, without an intro song. But trust me, it is coming. And in keeping with that, we have the very first appearance for this next person on this program specifically. Now, she's been on the channel before, but never publicly. It's been reserved behind members only. Give it up for Vixen from Vash and Vixen. Hello there.
Hi, Vash. Hi, panel. How are you doing? Vash, congratulations. I'm so proud of you. I've seen it all from the very first, and you've worked so hard. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for all the support that you've given me as Vixen Sky. And I'm just so proud of you on your channel. And I know it's going to be 10,000 pretty soon.
Wow. This is what everybody says to you right here. It's crazy. I would love to hit that milestone right here, but every single milestone I think is worthy of going, reflecting on, right, and being very appreciative for it. And I'm very appreciative, not just to have achieved this milestone, but to achieve it with all of you. I think it's been really tremendous. And so thank you so much for coming on the channel, giving us your time and your commentary and so forth. Thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
All right. Absolutely. Oh boy, so we have a packed house right now. We expect actually even more guests here over the extended part of the show right there. But we have got to talk about some theme park stories here. We're gonna go easy today. Some good news, mostly I think, along with it's like, what's going on right there? How much is Bob Iger getting paid? It is crazy. We have all those stories and more. First, we'll start off with Disneyland Resort dropping the 11 a.m. park hopping time in June. Guys, this is a big story right here because Walt Disney World, well, they dropped theirs in, I think 2024 right there. So all those years ago, but Disneyland, well, unfortunately for all those people who have bought park hopper tickets or maybe even have an annual pass, magic key, I guess, they've had to wait until that 11 a.m. start time to get over to their next park. Perhaps maybe they wanted to go to Disneyland first. All that was booked out. You had to go to DCA first. Well, now that is changing. And apparently it's going to be changing on June 9th so that if you have a park hopper at that time, you can come on in and be able to go to the park that you want to from jump. What do you guys think about this? I know a lot of you may have not been able to visit Disneyland, but maybe going back to your experiences over at Walt Disney World, what are you thinking about all of that?
It's long past overdue for them to do this, and the next thing is drop reservations altogether for Magic Key pass holders, whatever coast you're on, whichever park you're going to. They're maybe called different things, but basically the APs. Yeah, it's Tom and I have talked about this extensively, to where the whole point of having an annual pass, and I think they actually kind of got sued over this, right? Where the whole point of buying an annual pass is so that you have access to the park whenever the park hours are open to the public guests, right? So in other words, I'm driving by, traffic's busy. God, I don't really want to feel like going home. Maybe I'll take my annual pass and drop into the park for dinner or breakfast or whatever may be the case. That's typically why locals especially, have annual passes. Now, I know there are different annual pass situations. Some people have APs that live out of state, whatever. But the vast majority of, Disneyland, I guess they're called, was it Magic Keys over there, Vash?
Magic Keys.
So the Magic Key holders at Disneyland want to be able to go at their convenience. Same for the annual pass holders at Walt Disney World. Of course, they used to have, what did they call it? The Golden Pass? I can't remember what they called it, but there was that pass that actually for the domestic parks, got you into all the domestic parks.
Oh, I think it was the passport or the Premier Pass, something like that.
Yeah, I've this is funny. I've seen one only one time in my life. Have I actually seen it? And it was handed to me by none other than basketball legend Brooks Lopez when I was serving him dinner so, as a cast member. I think it was back in 2019. And Brooks, like somebody had to point out to me, they're like, "Hey, Ron, I think you're serving Brooks Lopez." I'm like, "Who the heck is Brooks Lopez?" He's like, "He's an NBA star, dude." I'm like, "Oh, okay, great." Anyway, apparently the Lopez brothers, I think he has a twin brother. They both play for the NBA, and they're both huge Disney fans. And he's like, "Do I get a discount with this?" it was pretty funny.
You feel like,
yeah, hey,
okay,
Good, Tom.
yep, exactly. It was fun.
No, a lot of people love going to the parks, like you said, for breakfast and so forth. And well, I know for brunch, maybe at somewhere like Lamplight Lounge at DCA, for example, there's a very strict time period in which you can actually indulge in that brunch offering right there. And so you had to be very aware in advance that you're going to be selecting DCA as your starting park, because otherwise you just didn't get access to that brunch offering. And again, it only occurs on like Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I do believe. And so, in the length of your vacation, maybe you miss out because, dang it, I couldn't actually get the reservation for DCA, or I just forgot to make it. So to be able to bring this out, and honestly, the other thing too, surrounding this whole thing that I want to go ahead and touch on, and absolutely we'll go with Katir guys' support right there. I jumped the gun a little bit because I love talking about this stuff. You know that I love talking about this stuff, but don't worry, we will honor everybody who has decided to support us directly right here. The park hopping promise was provided by Thomas Muslim when he was still the park president of Disneyland. And when he was elevated in that position, it was like, okay, well, what happens to all these promises that were made under his tenure? Well, apparently they are sticking with that. It looks like, what is it? Jill Estorino, I believe is her name there, that works at, that is overseeing the Disneyland Resort right now. It looks like they are sticking with the fundamentals that were left behind by Thomas Muslim. And I think that that is a really, really good thing, because there were other promises that were provided by Thomas Muslim and others there that looked like the Disneyland Resort was heading in the right direction. So to stick with this, to keep this on, I think is good. Not so good they got rid of like the spin function over there at Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. I don't think that's good, but this, I think, is worthwhile. Juliet, though, coming on in here, gifting, 5 British pounds sterling. Thank you so much for that, and thank you for modding for us as well. Evening Vash Guy Parkcast and Skyliners, 5,000 subs. Here's to 10,000. I do agree with you. That would be really, really cool to get to that unbelievable number right there. Fantastic indeed. Let's see right here. Let me go ahead and rearrange some people so that we can go ahead and get everybody on screen right here. We also have a huge moment with Just Dutchy gifting 20 Vash Sky Parkcast memberships. That is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. That is fantastic. Really, really great. We have Crass Socks there. James McDaniel, Hungry Bear. That's cool. 100 Battles. Alodia Lozano, I do believe. We have Josh Childress, Helen Tuma, Super Dave. Hey, that's pretty cool. Spider RC, Big Ol' Micah, Jay Quat, I do believe. Gene Sunny, Viston Sullers, Vinton Sullers. There you go. Jeff Duker and Pastor of Muppets. Hey, that's pretty cool right there. Brady Bratt, Pastor of Muppets. Great to see that you actually got a membership on behalf of Just a Dutchy. Rudio, that's cool right there. Say hello to Rudio. He goes back to the OG55 days. Randall Stevenson, Eddie Pollman, and Palamo, I do believe. And then Jaco. Yes, I do believe that was all. Sorry, mispronounce all of those. Do apologize right there, but I'm so excited that you are actual Sky watchers of this channel now and can actually join, Vixen and myself on Fashion Vixen on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Vixen, Are you excited about that?
I am really excited about it. We always have a great show, and you're wonderful talking about all the history of the different parks, especially Disneyland. You're so informative about that. So I hope everybody joins us on Saturday. We'd love to see you, all the members.
Absolutely. It's a fantastic show that we have. So everybody who I just, and Randall Stevenson as well, everybody who I just, provided names for, make sure you thank Just a Dutchie. That's a really generous thing that she just did right there. Awesome stuff. Thank you so much. And please go ahead and join us on Saturdays in order to take advantage of your new membership. Very, very cool. Just Dutchie, thank you. Longtime supporter of the channel. When we started out, Just Dutchie was right there. So that's a pretty cool thing. Thank you so much for that. I'm Blind and Rocket Cycle with the 199. What's that? A power level over 5,000? That's right. Nice Vegeta Dragon Ball Z reference. I do appreciate that. Blind, thank you so much for that. And O2RR coming in here with the, I believe, 199, if I'm reading that correctly. Congrats on 5K subscribers. Group sip, everyone. Indeed. Let's go ahead and take a group sip right now. If you got the drinks, Tom, Ron, go ahead and take them right now.
No fair. Erica has a straw.
Hey,
Well-
I can't help. I'm smarter than you right now.
It is supposed to be.
You're the one
sip.
standing under fireworks. I wouldn't call that smart.
Oh, that don't stand near fireworks, people. That's not good right there. O2RR, thank you so much for that. And Freedom Seeker member for 1 month. 1 month. Fantastic. Proud to be an early member. And here's a 10K. Well, thank you so much, Freedom Seeker. We're happy to have you on as a Skywatcher, and I know you're very active in that Vash and Fiction chat, so thank you so much for joining us every single Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Here we have joining us is Jared from Capture the Magic. Everyone, welcome, Jared. Thank you so much for being
Jared.
here.
Hello.
And he did. He happened to take a group sip with us. No one caught it except for me backstage.
Oh.
But go ahead, Jared. Give him a group sip.
I started taking the
I'll
sip before I
join you.
heard it, so it was I don't know what you want to call it. It was destiny. I suppose, to take that sip. How's everybody doing? Oh, and congrats on 5K, Vash. That's awesome.
Hey, very much appreciate you, Jared. And I know you've been really, you and your channel and being able to assemble stream your theme park hopping has been tremendous. So thank you so much for having, Vash Guy Parkcast be a part of it, having me be a part of it. I think it's really cool. That's turning into a week leash stream, right?
Yes, we kind of started that the last couple weeks, but every Wednesday, I'd say around 8:30 Eastern time. But that's what we're going to do those. But those are always a good time, and I enjoy Vash's research, and he's always ready. Like he has a tab ready at any. I feel like I could bring up a random just story, and Vash is like, I got a tab in here, and it's somewhere in the 70 tabs. I'm like, how do you do that? I can't remember.
So we're
Like,
saying
where I
that
left
Vash
my
is an
shoe.
LLM.
Do what?
He's an LLM. He is the large language model.
Or
We can't-
B-roll. He's always got
we can't-
B-roll ready.
Yeah, we can't rule it out. I think that's the thing at this point. We don't know. It's possible.
That it might be. It might be an AI in disguise. No. You know what that's all about, Jared, is that it's tracking all of these stories as they develop and assembling large lists and so forth in order to accomplish those things. That's really the only way. But Jared, I know you've been killing it over on your channel, so thank you so much for slumming it over here with Vash Guy Parkcast.
I like to surround myself with people who do that because my wife's like you as well. So I think I surround myself with people who do all the due diligence and are organized because I'm kind of the opposite. So maybe that kind of works. I don't know, but I'm happy to be here. And I don't know, what have you guys been talking about?
Hey, we've been talking about park hopping actually being the park hopping limitation at Disneyland Resort being removed. Previously, you had to wait until like 11
Oh, that's right.
before you can actually get in there. Now that is gone, which I think is very, very good. I know Walt Disney World had that restriction removed back in 2024, but Disneylanders, they had to wait around until that 11 a.m. time period. Now no more, going away June 9th. I think that's pretty cool. We had to put this one on screen, folks, and if you're expecting me to read all these names, I can't. Because
Vash,
it's so much.
I'm so sorry to do this to you, man. We got breaking news. Just a Dutchie again, this time gifting 50 Vash Sky Parkcast memberships.
This is it right here.
Holy cow.
Massive thing. We have to have some clips or something here because this is huge. Just Dutchy, thank you so much. This is truly tremendous. Very much appreciate you. I don't know. Where's the Michael Eisner for you?
I'm not wild about the fact that it is so expensive now to go to Disneyland or Walt Disney World. I'm not wild about the fact that it's harder than ever to have everybody be a VIP at a Disney park because they're selling certain things. The things that I would do differently.
There are some things that he would do differently, and hopefully we're incorporating a little bit of that philosophy right here, doing things differently, giving you all that we can give you. Man, you guys have just returned it in spades. Thank you so much, Just Dutchy. This is absolutely awesome, phenomenal stuff. I see Wild Mana Yavin getting a membership from Just Dutchy. Cliff Flicks getting a membership. We see what is a theme park conductor also getting one. Irate Specialist. Hey, so I had Stephen for me. Also getting a membership as well. Now you are all Skywatchers. Thanks to Just Dutchy providing all of these. And thank you so much. This is absolutely tremendous. Awesome stuff. Let's see if we can go ahead and get Just Dutchy back on there because just absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for that. Guys, very generous.
I also have some breaking news as well.
Please.
The Hooters near my house has been torn down.
Time to be turning around. If only you could.
I'm sorry.
I know.
It was a rough time.
It's 100% true. I was really surprised. I never actually had gone there as it was, but it used to be a Logan's Roadhouse, and we would go all the time. Then they closed that, made it a Hooters, and now I just passed it, and it's leveled. It's the construction crazy.
Logan's is pretty underrated for a restaurant. We used to have one in Missouri. So. I always really liked Logan's.
Yeah. I went
wings
to
are good, Ron.
A bunch in Missouri actually. And do you still live in Missouri?
Nope, live down here in Florida now. In the sun.
Okay, you're with me. We're both Missouri Floridians.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You got three Floridians in a row here, right down the middle.
That's right. Got to keep them. They keep us in line because a Florida man kicks in, and you got.
If you want to take a road trip and we can do it together, I will go to Lambert's in Alabama with you. That would be a.
Oh, I didn't know they have one. They have one in Ozark. I've been to that one a few times. That's actually pretty fun. Yeah, you gotta have some good hands. They will chuck rolls at your face, and if you don't catch them,
exactly, it's the most underrated restaurant in the United States.
We can work that out. That'd be fun.
This sounds like news to me because I don't even know what Lambert's is. I'm gonna have to look that up.
It's kind of like an old country, fried, a lot of fried food.
If Cracker Barrel were actually really good.
But they have rolls, and instead of bringing them to the plate, you put your hand in and they throw them to you. They just throw hot rolls.
I've heard of that place.
Yeah, and you got to catch
it. Debuted on YouTube.
There's two in Missouri and there's one in Alabama, and that's it.
Oh,
so you got
that'd be funny to set somebody up behind you and miss with your hand on the roll on purpose.
I've never done that to my friends in high school. Never. No.
Well, I mean, it. You guys have some very interesting. What is it? Fast food locations and so forth, franchises out there in the East Coast that we don't quite get into the West Coast. So maybe I gotta go down there and visit Lambert's and some of these other places. Very interesting stuff indeed. We have Freedom Seeker. Very much want to appreciate you again right there. Thank you so much for that, Just Touchy. Thank you again as well. And also, too, Go and Shogi coming in here with the 499. Eisner is the prequel trilogy, and the Iger is the sequel trilogy. In hindsight, we judged the former too harshly. I think so. Mm-hmm. I think with enough time, I think a lot of people are looking back like, ugh, you know what? At least he had the best intentions in heart.
I've never heard that analogy. That's kind of accurate in a way. Yeah. I never even thought about that.
Well,
Eisner,
Eisner with Wells, I think that combo was unstoppable once Wells was gone. Unfortunately,
absolutely.
it was tragic. It's I mean, things happen,
Things do happen, and we'll talk about where we left off on Iger maybe at the end of the show, because we have insight into how much he was able to accrue while being the CEO of Disney. Very interesting numbers indeed. Bruce Newhouse, though. Oh, go ahead.
Did he get Miss Piggy's shower for his third bathroom?
No, but he showers with some green, not Kermit, but showers some green, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bruce Newhouse, though, coming in here with the 499. Congratulations to Vash, and hello to all the beautiful hosts, mods, and guests here. You're all amazing and spectacular. Thank you so much, Bruce Newhouse. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. Awesome stuff. Man, you guys are unbelievably generous today. Thank you for that. Disney, though, generous as well, because they're giving us a couple of things for the 250th celebration of the country. One, actually, restoring a Disneyland favorite in the form of the patriotic bunting returning to Disneyland. Now, you guys over there at Walt Disney World have enjoyed patriotic bunting at Main Street pretty much uninhibited every single summer season right there, but this has been missing from Disneyland for the last, I think, like 4 years. They just simply have not had patriotic bunting anywhere on Main Street USA. Now, if you go back to 2022, you can kind of see what these look like right here. This is a Meister article from back then. Dateline Disneyland photos right here. I think Andy Castro has taken these. Unbelievable photographer. But you can see kind of the American festivities that took place in June of that year with the All-American College Band and so forth. And in the background, you can see some bunting in a lot of these photos. But ever since then, they have been missing, which is a real shame, because when Disneyland opened, even with the opening day speech in 1955 on July 17th, right there, you can see Walt right there at the mic giving his famous speech with bunting on Main Street. This was a day one thing, folks. So to have it missing for all of this time, not so good. To see it restored here, I think is actually a pretty good thing. Jared, Erica, whoever wants to comment on this, do you think this is just, hey, you know what, we'll give a bone to people who want to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the country, or do you think maybe something bigger is happening behind the scenes? We've seen a couple of things happen. Do you think this is a reflection of new management, some new changes? What say you?
That's a really good question. I think when you look at tomorrow, there's some things that you see that we won't have the full picture for a few years of what he's doing, but without Iger in the picture, you wonder if this was like, would this be any different? It's interesting to me they haven't had it for 4 years, because you're right, they've had it at Disney World basically every 4th of July. So I don't know the reason. I think they would have gotten a lot of flack though for the 250th if they didn't do anything, and it could be that they just knew optically how bad that would look if they didn't at least acknowledge the 250th anniversary. Maybe
That's a fair point. That's I not really thought about that, but I think you might be right. Erica, is there any hope for the company? Look, I'm not saying they had to go political one way or another, but just getting back to some tradition, I think would be a nice start. Do we see that at least here?
I hope so. I think I'm hoping with tomorrow, having been in charge of the Florida parks, I would hope that there's a, I don't know, sense of patriotism with him and a sense of Disney history, harking back to Walt. And yeah, politics aside, you can be patriotic without being political. There's nothing wrong in, celebrating the country that you're a native to. I mean, we see it all around the world, regardless of what's going on internally or even externally from country to country. So I hope this is a new trend going back to yesteryear's Disney, traditions. I hope so. We need more old school Disney reflected in the parks than all this new modern stuff that Iger was really just aggressively pushing for.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like the parks, and I've always felt like this. on the guest side of things, that's not necessarily what the cast members are supposed to represent a very particular thing, but the parks have always been welcoming to all guests, regardless. And it's always been a place where, typically speaking, when I go in, I feel like as a guest, I get along with all other guests, and all divisiveness, politics, different ideologies, whatever, it all goes out the window, right? Because we're all there to enjoy I mean, in a sense, what it means to be an American, which is freedom. Now, yeah, there's freedom in other countries, but the what the United States did when it was founded, and the principles it was founded on, regardless of how much we're able to live by them or not, it doesn't really matter. You go in there, you see the red, white, and blue. I think of the different things that are done in the parks for America, the American Pavilion at Epcot, the Golden Dream. It's a place where hopefully all our divisions go to the side, and instead it's a place where we all come together and enjoy space, enjoy the rides, enjoy the ambiance, enjoy the food. And Walt Disney World, it's a place where the entire world comes together and enjoys that. And so I think it's great to see that. I hope it's not just for the semi-quincentennial. I would like to see a lot more of it. There's hopefully we'll see some of that bunting at Walt Disney World as well.
I think so. I think the bunting on Main Street at Walt Disney World, I think it'll have to come back. I don't really see them going away from that, which is good. It's good that Walt Disney World has been able to maintain that tradition. Disneyland, though, out of it for a while there. I know they had various promotions and so forth. I think they had the Toy Story Pixar celebration, along with the 100th anniversary of the company, and they celebrated that at Disneyland. So you had some Mylar bunting there, and recently the 70th anniversary of the park. It's really good to get back, that Walt era tradition right there, like the Walt speech actually says.
And the hard facts
that have created America. that's emblazoned in brass right there, representing that speech. So very, very good, very, very positive things. Also, too, the company decided to go ahead and celebrate in multiple ways. This including actually the Soarin' Across America. So they decided to update this and provide us some new scenes for Soarin'. See that right there from Drew the Disney Dude. Sam Eagle would approve of Soarin' Across America. They haven't put up all the decorations just yet, from what I've heard. This is probably the most prominent piece available to us in the Land Pavilion, which is very, very good. You can see that right there. Some bunting with that as well. But I thought it'd be kind of fun. I know we did this a little bit on That Park Place recently. I thought it would be kind of fun to go through this version of Soarin' with all of you here and see if we can actually get some opinions about all of these things. This POV provided by Drew Disney Dude. Definitely check his channel out right there, which he has some amazing POVs actually of all kinds of things over there on his YouTube channel. You can see here, it starts out with Captain Patrick, and we can hear a little bit of audio on this one anyway. Let's see if we can play that.
I'd like to welcome you to this special semi-quincentennial flight. We'll begin boarding in a few minutes, but first, there's a handsome young devil who would like to acquaint you with some important safety information.
So he really kind of leans into the Patrick-ness there, which is very, very interesting.
Best voice ever. If I could get anybody, it'd be like him and Sam Elliott. Those are the voices I wish I could have.
Yeah. I know Tom Fitzgerald loves him. Some Patrick right there, because we actually see him being utilized as a voice for Star Tours, actually, for Star Tours The Adventures Continue. He's the droid that kind of, is scanning you as a person right there, right before you actually make your way to the Star Speeder 1000s in that attraction right there. But so Captain Patrick hands it off to Flight Attendant Patrick, which I thought was interesting that they would actually do it that way. You would have sworn that they just would have like reshot this scene, but they did not.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Maybe they just wanted to allude to. Maybe they couldn't get the guy, the original guy that put the mouse ears on. Maybe they couldn't get him back or something. They would.
I thought they did for the promo though. That was kind of
I
the weird
thought
thing
they
about
did
it.
too. That is kind of interesting. It's also
Very
rough
strange.
for him though. You see, like 30-year-old you or whatever it is, and then like all of a sudden the older you, it's like, oh man, I've aged. It's just that's a rough thing to see. Back to back.
Yeah, aged a little bit right there, but coming out of the pre-show, which I think is good enough. You see our opening scene. Now, this here at the Kennedy Space Center, if I recall correctly. Maybe somebody would know on the panel. Tom, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I will say this intro scene, launching off with a rocket, it's pretty good. Like, I think this is maybe the strongest scene of the entire piece.
I was kind of psyched for that. I'm basically a straight shot from the pads, so yeah.
Right. I think that is very, very good. And the fact that you are elevated with that rocket right there, I think can't take anything away from that. I think that's a really, really good artistic choice. Now, you spend a little time in the clouds here, and then this is what gets you to now this New York skyline with the Statue of Liberty. By the way, blink and you miss it, folks. That was the Statue of Liberty right there.
Yeah.
Now we're on the New York skyline. What do you guys think about this opening scene here? Because it seems to be drawing all sorts of controversy from the fact that, well, it's a very CGI heavy scene. You only get to see the Statue of Liberty for just a blink, just blink and you miss it moment. And then we spend a lot of time on the New York skyline in the day. What do you guys think about that?
Is that fountain the colors of America, or am I crazy?
Yeah, that's one of the tugs, I believe.
Look at that.
Red, white, and blue.
Very, very nice.
Yes. Which is good, but again, CGI for this scene right here.
Yeah.
Anybody?
That was my issue with the Taj Mahal in the last one. Is like I don't like the CGI-ness because it looks so obvious. I guess maybe they couldn't get permits. I've always wondered about why like they couldn't in New York be able to do a drone shot of the Statue of Liberty. But yeah, I mean, I like the rocket part. That part's awesome.
I like it too. OG having a little bit of fun here with his suggestions. Should have had a sword over Jared, bench pressing, a churro cart, missed opportunity. I'm going to try to call you about that because that's a good idea.
We couldn't work it out. I tried, and then that was a day late. One of those things.
I wasn't holding a churro cart for you, man. Can't do it.
Yeah, exactly. We need to see the spotter.
I wasn't union, so they wouldn't let me do it. That's what happened.
Fair enough. A little disappointing that they started out with a CGI shot just off the bat right there. I can kind of get the Kennedy Space Center thing, but this a little bit disappointing. Now we are on the coast of New England, if I'm not mistaken. Here is where this scene is supposed to represent.
If you look down there, you can actually see Aquaman and his dad standing. Oh no! Wait! That's DC. They would never do that.
No, I don't think so. Okay, so is this CGI as well?
I don't. Okay, so I've seen this in person. I've been on it.
Okay,
and I think that in this shot, I believe the shot is real with CGI elements, like maybe the bird that might be CGI.
Right.
There are several shots where it's like the New York thing is so obviously CGI that it's kind of
the clouds look CGI to me, Ron.
It takes you out of it real quick when you're on the New York side because the Statue of Liberty looks so cartoonish, right? It just looks way too cartoonish, unfortunately. And then you're like, oh wait, so is when you're watching it, like I was there flying over the Statue of Liberty, that's obviously like a cartoon, then you cannot help but think, wait, is this entire skyline CGI? And it makes you feel, now this doesn't, the launch actually felt very real, and I kind of think it is. I'm not sure how they would have done it, but if it is CGI, it's done really well.
Versus
not. And obviously the skyline is just also, but then you get to this and that feels real. Then the Everglades feels there's something off about it. So
we'll get to the Everglades in just a second right here because I got a lot of issues with that one in particular. I think this one's okay. The transitions It's like you don't need them, but they have them now with obviously with soaring around the world and now this.
There's no good transitions in this.
Bird. Okay. And now we get to Washington, D.C. This is weird. Okay, you can't really see it in this shot, but the Capitol is right below you. I thought it was weird how they focused on the lawn behind the Capitol and not on the Capitol itself. Like, that's a little weird to me. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Because you don't even see it.
You'd think that, you'd like see it and like go over it or something. Yeah, that's kind of interesting choice.
Isn't that weird? And again, this is a CGI shot as well, which, okay, I can understand that you might have some restrictions filming in this area in particular. No question about that. Okay, I get that. But why not show us something like worth seeing?
My mind just went to the strangest place seeing this. For some reason, in my head, I'm thinking, okay, now that I'm seeing this way, was Captain America jogging on the same day that Spider-Man went to? No, that was
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
because Captain America was jogging around that, and then later on, Spider-Man was also there. No, it's that's. I get my brain makes dumb connections. I apologize for interrupting the show.
No. I get you. I hear you right there. Definitely evokes some classic imagery that we've seen in Disney films, like Marvel, for example. I don't know what. Maybe you do the state capitol. Okay, maybe you do the Lincoln Memorial. That might be an interesting inclusion right here. I just think this shot in particular, I was like, oh, you have Washington D.C. perfect inclusion here, but why this shot? Just couldn't really understand that one. It's just kind of a bizarre choice to me. Maybe I'm looking too far into this. And then we have
the Lincoln Memorial. That's a good point.
Right? I mean, especially because obviously,
is it CGI? I'll be honest with you. When I was there, I was really checking this shot specifically for CGI, and it probably is because of regulations. Being able to fly certain things. So it's not bad. It's not as bad as New York as far as the quality of it. But yeah, it is. It's strange. Do you remember this, Vash, when they announced this, that they said that there's actually going to be less CGI? They were toning that down because they knew the complaint about around the world.
Yeah, instead there's more.
It definitely feels like there's more. So
it feels like there's more here. We'll get into it in just a second here. First, though, we have to go to, I believe, Appalachia is the next one. Should be. See if we can get there.
No! Oh no! It's the.
Sorry. We get to the Louisiana bayous. That's the next one. All right, this one I think I have the most problems with, because you see this,
boat.
I guess boat.
Airboat.
Yeah, but
Airboat.
But obviously it's not a pontoon boat. It's
airboat.
It's an airboat.
Yeah, airboat. Okay. So you see this guy, and he's like, going around right here in order to add some kinetic energy to the scene. Fine. Totally CGI.
Mm-hmm.
And then you kind of, now we're coming out right here. The music also changes in order to reflect the setting, which is probably appropriate right here. But I thought this was a very weird inclusion. But
the way they did it, it's without any kind of a transition that made sense from Washington D.C. to the Florida Everglades.
Right.
The worst part of this is that bird that you just saw fly over comes back around and starts singing the scuttlebutt from Little Mermaid. It's the worst.
Oh no, Aquafina, get rid of her, son of a biscuit! Dang it!
Just kidding. I wouldn't have been surprised if Disney would have had that inclusion in this. But yeah, it's what's strange. I am, when I was watching this, this is the one where it really looked like CGI elements were placed into a real shot.
Yes.
So they clearly had some. It's like maybe they did the shot and they were just going to show it as the nature, and somebody said, no, we need something more after we did the shot, and then they added that boat in because they felt they needed more I don't know
And the bird as
if that was
well.
the
The bird is
thinking.
also
Yeah,
CGI.
it's like, and the other part of it is that you probably know they did the same thing with Soarin' Around the World. They tried to mimic the scenes that they originally shot for California. So the scene to scene thing. So this would have been, the one where you're coming into the river. I don't know what river that is in California.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And
about.
you come down, you get really close to the water. I love the shot. The biggest problem with it is if you've been on the ride before, then you can't help in your mind but make the comparisons and just go, my gosh, it's amazing to think that the one done 26 years ago is still so much superior to all this new stuff that they're doing now.
Weird. So
And
strange.
That's kind of
I
CGI
still
though nowadays. A lot of things. It's like I feel like the CGI in older movies
right
holds up a lot better than some of this new stuff. And I don't really understand if it's. You'd think you'd have better handle of CGI. It would actually go down in cost. But yeah, like yeah, there's some of the newer movies as well. Like I feel like Jurassic Park CGI and all that stuff is
Right.
And then some
Maybe
of
it's maybe they're combining AI with CGI, and it's not a good combination.
That's possible as well. I mean, there's something to be said about practical effects. Like, for example, like the new Mission Impossible, for example. Why do I get a visceral reaction from Tom Cruise on the end of that plane right there, right, doing all those air acrobatics? Like you can feel the tension there. Whereas if it was just a CG, shot, or maybe you had CG, creatures like Godzilla fighting King Kong, I feel nothing. Like, why is this? Maybe that's why.
Mad props to Tom on doing all his own stunts, Mission Impossible and Maverick and all that.
Don't mention it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Very much appreciate that.
That's Tom Cruise.
I feel like
yeah,
Tom Cruise's
that's
biggest
right.
movie is going to be him doing some insane stunt that he just seems to have a death wish on, and when that does happen, and he gets hurt, or I hope this doesn't happen, but God forbid something terrible happens on a stunt. It's going to be like Heath Ledger with The Dark Knight. Like that movie's going to do gangbusters because people are like, "Oh, what happened to Tom?"
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, let's not hope for that. Well, you might be
not
right,
hope
but
at all. Yeah, but it's crazy.
but
It makes me think like we have this TikTokification of some entertainment where it's like you always have to have something grabbing and holding your attention. And to me, I'd be totally fine with a little ride over a river. Like I think that would be kind of nice, but I don't know. Maybe they just felt like they had to put a little bit more excitement into it or something. But the boat, from looking at it here, definitely looks very CGI compared to everything else in the scene.
Absolutely.
And especially the water, the water coming
boat,
off of it.
That boat looks total like it was done by AI and added in afterwards.
Dude, it's floating on top of that water. It is not on that water. It is. It's just distracting. Oh, go ahead, please, Erica.
Is that Florida or Louisiana? Someone was asking in chat.
Okay, so
That's a good question.
it's listed on the sites that I looked this up on as Louisiana.
Really?
It could be the Everglades, but it's listed as Louisiana. Specifically, the Atcha. Where's VR when you need them? Atchafalaya Basin, I do believe. Sorry, guys, if I butchered that, I really do apologize. But
What they needed in the scene was a guy from Louisiana that you can't understand him, and you'd be like, "Oh, that's Louisiana." Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we need that guy. We need that guy to do a voiceover or something.
I mean, is the guy's arms controlling that right there, holding nothing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, you might be right about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just not holding
obvious.
anything.
Like I hate to
Whoops.
be obvious about this, but if it were real, what would happen to the camera?
It'll be splashed over.
Water spots.
That splash, that camera would have got, the drone would have been screwed up from the wake of that fan blade. Those things are
No
brutal.
question.
yeah,
Right.
No question. Well, and that's the thing
They didn't
too.
think
So
to add
if
that
you
in.
if you compare it to sort of over California, right? There's that shot of, I guess, a snow-capped mountain, and you're kind of going up it, and you have the skiers, obviously, the guy Biff's on it, that famous scene there.
Yep.
But when the camera goes over, you actually see some shake, and it gives you that sense of real scale and verticality and everything else. Here, like you said, the loss of the water droplets or even some turbulence as created by those fans right there, you would think that they'd be reflected in the camera. I think it's one of the reasons why this feels so fake.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Vixen, I think you're here with us. Do you have any comment on Soaring Over America so far?
I agree with the panel. I do think they used a lot of CGI and AI with it. And I'm anxious for you to show the scene with all the cattle and get their take on that.
We'll get to the cattle here in just a moment.
I know a
Beyond
little
Meat
bit
for
about
real?
that cattle stuff.
It is a little bit about it. Appalachia is where we're heading to next right here. I think the shot is fine. The train is probably CGI.
Now-
There's no way you're getting that close. But
I will
think it's
tell you,
okay.
the person that I saw that with said, he said that Disney used to really, the Imagineers used to take their time. They really used to think about things. Even going back just to Soaring Around the World, they thought about how they were going to do transition. He said, especially if they did this with CGI, it would have been so much cooler. You could have taken it like it was a drone shot and gone through the train so
Right.
that when the shot came out on the other side of the train, it was a different place. And I'm like, wow, that's a great idea.
Great idea.
And you think, well, how was this put together? How much creative thought went into this, or was it all done kind of on the fly? Because when was Soaring Over America announced? Like, did they just do all this really, really quickly? I don't know.
Late
They
last
might
year,
have.
I think, like last
Yeah,
fall or early winter.
Ken Potrock was elevated in his position to handle the 250th, I think, in early 2025, if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, I mean, maybe it was a shortened time frame. I'll have to actually look that up, Ron, because I think you might have a point there. Jared, is that kind of what you're thinking? Is
Yeah, I mean, and it's also supposed to be a temporary show, so maybe they're thinking not the budget being too big. I kind of hope this version sticks around longer, but if it's supposed to be a shortened version, they'd have a lot of lead up time to it. It may just been a budget thing where they just had a budget and they had to work within it. I don't know, but that's a good point. I'll look it up and see when they actually announced that.
That's part of the reason why I was complaining. I forget what show I was on the other day when I was talking about this specifically, but I just cannot fathom how they're able to. On Disney Plus, there are so many documentaries. They travel all over the world. They're able to capture the beauty of nature and the magic of this beautiful green globe that we reside in. I just don't understand how in the last year or two, if they knew, hey, 2026 summer, we're going to celebrate America's 250th birthday. Let's start in 2023 pre-recording and get across all of America with camera, a crew, drones, whatever it takes. Put some effort into this, because we are, in my opinion, this is a big celebration, and I just don't understand why they couldn't capture the real beauty of America with all of the equipment. It's Disney; they have the money and the means to do it.
There was a comment I saw from Matt where he said that apparently that's Branson's Scenic Railway. I don't know if he was joking or not. Or
it looks very Ozarkian.
Well, that's why. Look, the reason I'm asking is I have been on the Branson Scenic Railway, and I'm trying to think if the train actually looked like that when I went on it from the outside. Of course, I'm thinking of how it was when I was in it. There are parts that I could see that, but I didn't know. Do you have a way to look that up, Vash, to see what train that's
I'm
supposed to
looking.
be?
Okay, so they're saying that this is the Appalachian Railroad Trestle.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Autumn foliage in West Virginia. So, if it is, I mean, does the Branson, Railroad come this far?
No. Branson Scenic Railway, though, does go through the Ozarks, and in the fall, there are places in the Ozarks that do look
I see,
remarkably
okay.
like that. So it's
Okay.
he might have just been joking, but it's just funny because it's like, wait, I've been on the Branson Scenic Railway. I I don't remember it. And when I saw this, in my head, I'm thinking it does look to me more like Appalachia than the Ozarks. So
I will say the rail of the Branson Scenic Railway does look very similar
Yeah.
there it
to
is.
this,
Okay.
but that's not what they're saying. They're saying West Virginia. So I
Oh,
don't know.
It said that they announced Soaring Across America October 20th of 2025. But we don't know.
25, yeah.
I'd be curious if they had any, they started filming this stuff ahead of time or how much they knew. Like, I
They
guess
had to have, right?
I would assume.
Yeah, they golly, think.
Well, the thing that we know they did film was this next shot right here. This being
Yes. Now,
Mount Rushmore.
I will say it's almost abrasive when that comes up because of how real that looks compared to the rest of it. When I was writing it,
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
oh, yep, that's real. That's not like it hits your head whether you want to think about it or not. Like you just can't help it. Now, I will say this: I was sitting the very, very far left, pretty much as far left as you can go. I was on the top row, so I didn't have the feet in front of me, but it was very curved, like all of like it was much more badly curved on the sides than Soaring Over the World or Soaring Around the World is. So
Still didn't
especially
get that curvature thing right.
Yeah, especially when you look down a little bit. Obviously the screen is curved, people know that, but this one is like more so than more noticeable than on the others that I've seen. And I think I've ridden Soarin' so many times. Soarin' definitely used to be my favorite ride. And I mean, I remember going in there one time when it was still California. I went in, I tried to rush into the park at night. I was driving around and I'm like, it was one of those pass holder moments where it's like, oh, it's 8:45. I wonder if I could get in the parking lot, get on Soarin', right? So I jump in and get on. I get on Soarin', and the cast members were like, "Hey, do you want to ride it again?" And I just like sat there and rode it 3 times in a row.
Oh, that's fantastic! I love that. That's good stuff. No, I love Soarin'. I absolutely love Soarin', but I do think it's so funny. Like Soarin' Over California is still the best one in my opinion.
It is
because of how tangible it is. And even with it digitized now and upscaled, there still is a quality there that they haven't necessarily been able to match. I think one of the reasons why is maybe the transitions. So they have a lot of crossfades, which I think is better than Soaring Around the World. But like you see right there, and we get to the famous cattle scene, which I know Vixen wants to go ahead and chime in on, very much so. But there's just some things that just aren't as impressive as what California was able to achieve. That was back in 2001. Vixen, cattle,
Yes.
you're up.
Okay. That's a lot of Angus going there. And they even have the babies out with the larger cattle, which is odd. I think that they've added a little bit to this scene. It looks like it.
Because I think we were saying this at the time when we were watching this together, that's a lot of cattle for just a couple of cowboys to be wrangling up there.
Yeah, you'd need a couple of helicopters also over that cattle to wrangle those. Definitely.
They initially filmed this right in front of the Gaylord Palms. That's it.
I'm
That's a
just
joke.
saying Beyond Beef.
That's a joke for anybody that drives to Disney World. And
I got your
Jared-
joke, Ron, because we
yeah,
actually
Jared-
stayed there a few times.
Yeah, Jared knows it because it's surrounded by it's so weird when you're driving
Literally.
into Disney World that way.
Yes.
And you look over and you're like, oh, look, cows. And then you look to your left and like, oh, it's Walt Disney World.
Yeah, it's exactly like his landmark. When he sees the Gaylord, he's like, okay, we're almost there.
That is so funny. I didn't know there was a farm there.
It's big.
Or a ranch.
Dash, what state did they say that this was in?
Let's see. This is in cattle drive in the Great Plains, likely Montana or Wyoming.
Oh, okay.
So, am I the only person who's actually seen this in person on the panel?
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. We're seeing it
Okay,
in
so
a week or two, I think.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. This is the stink scene. Okay. The only smell it, sir, that I noticed that was used in this show, and maybe it's just where I'm sitting, because you'll know if you go on Soarin' different times, you either get it more or get it less. The smellits part of it. This was I think the same smellitzer that they use for the elephant scene and Around the World. So, and it's the only one I got during the show, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the only smell I get that stinks. It smells like farts or grass.
No.
You sure
I
it wasn't
told
the guy sitting
Vixen,
next to you?
I said, if they do the smell scene here, man, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like,
bad.
Oh, cow patties. That's lovely.
Fantastic
sorry,
right
Ron.
there.
You think they would have
Yeah,
used at least grilled beef for you, Ron?
And
We should just cut to
Terrible.
a grill scene right after this. That'd be kind of fun.
oh,
Or at least,
There you
the
go.
you're flying over a barbecue.
Steakhouse
I love that.
71 steak smell would have been great. A1 sauce. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well, that takes us over to the Grand Canyon, which is an extended shot, which is very interesting. Now, this one's interesting as well because it's like in the middle of the day. I thought a sunset shot would have been really, really cool here, but alas, they did not do that. And I do believe, Ron, could you tell whether or not this was really for a real shot or
it looks
CGI?
real. Obviously, the birds CGI. That's fairly obvious, but the way the coloring is on this shot, and the fact that it is during the middle of the day, I'm like, it's probably real, because if they would have gone CGI, they would have like done weird color corrections for sunset shots and all
that's a
kinds
good
of
point.
stuff. So it's
They didn't put a shadow on that bird on the water either.
Yeah, no shadow on the bird. A lot of people were
Uh,
making comments on
Man,
that.
that would have
you
been
know.
gorgeous at sunset. Man, that's
Yeah.
I know, right?
But the way they did, I mean, that it looks like plus it just has the visceral feeling of a drone shot. Like it looks like somebody was controlling a drone for the shot, you know.
Okay. Well, there you
And
go.
hey,
The Grand Canyon
that's right.
finally represented right there. You know, Arizona being included in there.
Yeah.
And then we have, okay, I'm going to get this right here. We have Denali, Alaska.
Oh, that's where that is. Okay.
That's where that is. Yeah.
I was
Your cousin
I
the
thought
one
that
George,
who's-
was-
Ron.
what's that?
It's your cousin George, the moose.
yeah. I thought that was Yellowstone when I saw it in the movie, but it does make sense that I'd like that they would include Alaska.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they
What?
show Bella and Edward in this part of the? I don't know.
Not as impressive as it could have been. I think having it maybe closer, the camera that is, closer to the actual snow-capped mountains themselves. Like, think about California, Soren's version, that is. And you can see how you know, when they showed a landmark like this, they showed it up close. They showed it, you know, you flying over or something like that. This here, the camera just dips down for just a quick second and then rushes off. I don't know. I think it's like okay, but you know, Alaska represented there as well. And that, I think, brings us over to where to? Yes. We're going to Hawaii.
Yay!
I was right. It was. Everybody kept telling me that this was Santa Monica. And I'm like, that's not Santa Monica. That's Hawaii.
What?
Vixen, you've been to
Santa
Hawaii
Monica.
quite a few times, right?
Yes, I have.
Does this look like a realistic shot to you, or what does that look like? CGI? I hope not.
Could be
Is
a
it the Big
combination of
Island?
both. Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's why. That's why.
Yes.
Because I think my friends have been to Oahu, and the islands do look different. But I was like, when I saw the shot, I was
do.
like, that's got to be Hawaii.
Yeah, these
Those-
boats look pretty good.
Boats. Would those be CGI? If you look at those boats, they're getting very close to people.
Yeah, those are catamarans.
I feel like that might be a CGI thing with those boats.
I thought those were CGI, but looking at them, they look much better than
Yeah.
the fan boat.
They do,
Yeah,
so-
they're like they're cutting into the water in a different way. This feels much more like like it was done like an actual shot that was lined up. As a matter of fact, it looks like it may be one of those shots where they actually had to do several takes even to get the shot right. And you look at the the coloring on the mountains, the time of day, it's, I mean, not quite sunset, but there's definitely some warmth to it. So it's a better shot. It feels I, do you know the I don't know what tropical island they are, and I know that's a CGI shot in Around the World, but it's one of my favorite smells that comes.
Oh yes,
here.
yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes.
And they didn't.
Fiji, I
was
believe.
hoping. I guess that's where it's supposed to be. Anyway, they didn't add that here, and I really wish that they had, because there was no, like I
It's a
said,
really great smell.
when I went on it, the only smell that I got was a crap smell from the stupid cows, and
It's terrible.
I'm like, I like, at least in the Sword Around the World, they follow it up with this beautiful Fiji thing, right? It's, you know, they had that and Taj Mahal. Like, it's really, I love the fact that it is a 4D ride, that you get the smells, because viscerally, when I have my memories of it, I actually think of the smells a lot. I always think of the orange groves from California because of that orange smell. It's
takes
like
you right
that.
back.
It's so good. I do like what they did with the music. I know we're not playing that here, but I thought they did a pretty good job with the music portions of it, where they, like, for example, when you are in the swamp in Louisiana, they you know, made the Soarin' music. It's still Soarin', but they, I don't know, what do you call it? Southerned it up.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think maybe there were some better shots to showcase Hawaii, because if people are questioning whether or not this is Santa Monica or Hawaii, then now I think we've lost the plot here. I think it should be really, really obvious. If these are CGI elements, better than what we saw in Louisiana, that's for sure.
What they should have done, and what could have easily been done, is like quickly gone onto the shore and had a luau going on, right? Like, just like, you know, really quick, so you know, hey, this is a luau, you're in Hawaii. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, gee, right here. The synergy. I'm surprised they didn't go over Aulani. Yeah, a little surprised they didn't go over it either, because I think they would have like showcased it off the bat. Okay, this is Hawaii. I don't know. Some of these places are great places. It's just they got the wrong shots to really showcase them off, and that's really kind of sad.
It kind of seems like a touristy spot to utilize too, like for Hawaii. Like, I've never been to Hawaii, but I would imagine there's some really good. Like, I think of Lost. Like, a lot of Lost was filmed in Hawaii. Some beautiful areas that they have in those mountains and those islands. This one, with the hotel, it just seems very touristy, scenic compared to what you could have chosen for Hawaii.
I agree, but there you go. That's our stop by Hawaii, and now we are back in LA. Which, by the way, Soarin' Over California featured LA as well. This different part of LA. Now looking over the observatory right there, you can see this kind of depth of field shot right there, which I think is pretty decent. And you can also see, you can tell it's LA because the helicopter out looking for somebody. So there you go. That's that.
How much density is packed in one area. Crazy.
There was a huge missed opportunity with this shot to just have like fill up the entire theater space with some smoke, so you get that smog feeling.
Oh no! Yeah, they could have done that. Bruce Newhouse right there.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that 100%. Pearl Harbor should have been pictured.
Yeah. I think Vixen said that when we were watching this originally.
Yes. That would have been nice.
That would have been pretty cool. And again, so Soarin' Over California, you have that amazing San Diego shot with the you know, you're taking off like an aircraft carrier, which is really, really cool. Could have been a great homage to that. Here, good shot. It's just, I think, Vixen, I think you made a great point. Maybe if not LA, maybe they should have showcased Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas would have been fantastic, wouldn't it? The Strip at night.
And it would have been it's iconic, and people would have known what it is. Like, really, like, you can't miss what Vegas is, right?
Yeah, it would have instantly hit. It's like, oh, okay, this is another amazing landmark in the tapestry of our nation right there. Here, I don't mind the shot. I think it actually is a beautiful shot. The only problem is that we've seen LA before in Soren, so I was kind of hoping that we'd get unique shots every single time. But c'est la vie. It's a beautiful shot, and the transition here obviously is that helicopter right there. Again, they're looking for something.
Are they? Is this only in? Is this only in Epcot? Are they bringing this version to Disneyland or no?
Yeah, they're bringing this version to Disneyland. Disneyland will have a different ending, obviously to reflect the park it's in. But it is coming. And so for California people, obviously, you do have a couple of call outs, which is interesting. The second California shot, and right next door, is obviously the Hollywood Hills. You can see that, and you can see the valley just beyond that, which is a very unique view. We don't really see that a lot in modern productions, modern pictures. We just see the Hollywood sign, but we don't actually see what's beyond it. So that's pretty cool. This valley also containing Disney themselves, Universal, and so forth. So there you go. For California guys, pretty cool. I don't know necessarily how well these shots will do in Florida, but I suppose we will see. But Hollywood, okay, that one you can include. I think they would have been better off with Vegas on the previous shot, Hollywood in this shot, but so let me. And then we have a new version of the Epcot finale, this time with Spaceship Earth covered in the red, white, and blue. Ron, overall thoughts? You were the only one to witness this, so please go ahead.
It was a little bit of a letdown, mostly in the sense that I thought where they missed the mark was like you talk about with Vegas. They should have highlighted more landmarks that we know of in the United States. I would have loved, obviously, Jared probably too, to see the St. Louis Arch as a landmark.
St. Louis Arch,
but other things, the Great Lakes, not maybe Niagara Falls, maybe some, they had Mount Rushmore, they had the Hollywood sign, the Washington Monument, but so much of it was focused on nature, which I love, but you don't really know where it is. Like, okay, Appalachia, Missouri, Louisiana, Florida. Is it Montana, Wyoming, or Alaska? Is it, and a cow field could have been anywhere. Like, it's so because it's called Soaring Over America, I just wish it would have had more landmarks that said, hey, these are landmarks in the United States, and they're part of, maybe flown over the biggest ball of twine or that stupid thermometer in California, right? When you isn't that the world's largest thermometer when you drive from Vegas to LA?
Yeah, something like that, right?
Not necessarily those, but still, I mean, those are like those roadside attractions that are hilarious. But it's the nature. The nature is very, very pretty, very scenic, but doesn't necessarily denote that, hey, you are absolutely in the United States like this does. This obviously does. I don't know. It was, I will say this, even though I'm a big fan of Soaring Around the World, the OG California, and I live in Florida, the OG California is still my favorite.
Yeah.
I think California is still my favorite as well. It's just, Jared, back me up here. When you see those real shots, when they, when you see Yosemite and you see those mountain climbers, next to you right there, and you know that they were there for hours to set up that perfect shot, that perfect space right here. Even though you didn't go through that yourself, a lot of the effort reverberates on screen because that it's real, it's tangible, like you can feel all of that. It just gives you a different presence, different state of mind. And I think Jerry Goldsmith too, that music is so hard to beat. It just all works.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing a lot more of people wanting more in movies, even practical effects. Like, people are really kind of going back to like not wanting everything digital. And like, I haven't seen this one yet in person, but like on Soaring Around the World, it's so jarring whenever Taj Mahal pops up because it's clear it looks like, PlayStation 4 graphics or something. You're just like, oh, and it just, I don't know, it kind of takes you out of it on something that's supposed to celebrate, like, especially talking about nature. Like, these are things that you're supposed to celebrate, but it's like, it could kind of get, I wish there was much more practical effects. Like I get adding in the things for the transitions, like that's not a big deal. Like that's kind of what Soren's known for. But yeah, I mean, I'll wait to give a full judgment till I see like in person. But some of this stuff you can definitely tell is very CGI esque.
Yeah,
And
and if you could tell it here,
right?
You know, when it's blown up like that, that's going to be real bad. So that's why I was a little bit disappointed that some of these shots were so CGI that they were so easily, you know, the illusion was given up so easily. It just kind of takes you out of it, which is really sad.
Obviously, the ending is very real because, of course, they shoot the fireworks off from the parking lot at Epcot.
Yes. Absolutely, that's exactly where they. And that
I've always thought that
flag
was funny.
is perfect.
I'd round guess. What the heck?
My question for Ron is, how did the pixels look on the screen? Did it look as bad as it looks right now?
The Statue of Liberty was jarring. It was like, oh, it literally, like you said, the PlayStation 4 thing. I mean, it is really jarring how fake the Statue of Liberty looks. I'm like, if you're going to go that fake, you might as well have just put the darn Captain America shield in its hand and made it the one from Spider-Man 3 or whatever that was. It might as well, because it just, I've been to the Statue of Liberty, right? And look at it. It looks plastic. It doesn't even look like rock. It doesn't look like, I mean, or rather metal. I'm sorry, but it
brass.
Yeah. Isn't it copper or what is it?
It's copper,
brass color. It should be a little bit different green.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, it's really,
what?
Like I said, it's jarring how bad it is.
I mean, it's like, why don't you go with, you know, you don't have to have an ambitious shot like this. You could very easily have just a steady shot of the Statue of Liberty with the New York skyline in the background. I don't know why they did this whole swinging thing where it's like, okay, let's go do this really fast right here and swing you over the Statue of Liberty and showcase this. It's like, guys,
and as somebody said in chat, it looks like it's oriented the wrong way.
Yeah.
So
do you know how the music swells right there? You come up through the clouds, and usually that's when you're hearing the and then right when the music comes up, it's bum 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 bum, right? Okay, so that is a perfect place for a slow shot. Like instead of going fast over the Statue of Liberty, when it's bum bum, like if her head were to
so
pop
right about
from
this.
The clouds, then you like just see the slow reveal of the fact that you're in front of the statue. And then rather than swing over it around her head and then see the skyline of New York, it would just been somebody like whoever shot this, they did not think it through. Maybe the shot really is not even CGI. Maybe it's AI. I mean, obviously CGI, but maybe it's that could have been an AI created shot. And
the tracking on it's not good.
AI today could probably create a better shot than that. And obviously there's no people I think people can still go up. Can they go up in the Statue of Liberty now? I don't know if they're allowed. They used to be allowed to.
But they used to be allowed to. I think they might have stopped that recently. But because
you can, I don't know how high you can go. I mean, I was up there as a kid. So.
To a certain point, right? Yeah.
It's a shame.
It's too thin. It doesn't look. I mean, even the dimensions of the statue aren't correct. It's just awful looking.
And it doesn't track well either. If you follow it, especially along the arm and so forth, the way the camera moves in relation to it is not natural. It's really weird. It's just a really bizarre shot.
I get what they're trying to do with it. I understand that, but it's like, try harder, please.
I know. I was really looking forward to Soaring Across America. I thought that was really, really cool. It's like, hey, you know what? They're doing something for America. This is going to be awesome. And Soaring Around the World wasn't anybody's, I think, favorite. I think a lot of people considered Soaring Over California to be the superior version. So in order to have another version out there, that was pretty cool. And again, as many people have said, this is, you know, one of people's favorite attractions. Certainly mine as well. And so to see such a half-hearted effort in this, was a little bit disappointing, but You know, c'est la vie, by the way.
It's called a salute to all nations, but mostly America.
With that sound right there, well, that just leads us to another addition this year to Walt Disney World's repertoire, or a portfolio of different attractions. This takes us to Disney's Hollywood Studios for the opening of Muppets Rockin' Roller Coaster. So I believe what is it? There was a limitation on reviews right there, the embargo. That's what I was thinking of. I think it was lifted was it last night or the night before? Anybody know?
I think Dan's Life in the Kingdom had it, and I think it got taken down. I'm thinking that was when he was talking about, so I don't know if it's still lifted or not. He was in chat.
Right.
I don't see him now.
And so we do have our very first looks into this. We do have POVs. We have all kinds of stuff in order to go over. I thought that would be kind of cool for our 5,000 celebration right there, going over this attraction as well. It starts out pretty good. Now, the pre-show for this, I think, is the best part of this attraction, hands down. I think it starts off really, really strong. Obviously people loved the original Aerosmith version of it, but that pre-show, I mean, I don't think anybody was quite excited for it as much as, people were when this pre-show made its debut, over 25 years ago now. So to see it refreshed, I think is very much invited by the audience. But to see it refreshed with the Muppets, I think is pretty cool. This is True Disney Dude right here with this footage as well. Let's go ahead and listen to this one, because I think this pre-show, very, very good. It's worth giving its own shout out.
Electric Mayhem, we should really be heading to your concert. We're already very late.
Whoa, look at all the looky-loos.
Oh, hey, the VIP tour. Welcome, everyone.
What's happening? Big Bob.
Wait, you have been at the studio this whole time?
Oh, Kermit's voice. Oh, it's so bad, but we're just going to have to deal with it. Ugh.
Indeed. We've been rehearsing for the big show.
We're at the big show, and you were due on stage hours ago.
Hey, Scooter, why didn't you tell us we was late?
But Gonzo?
Great crowd. They love my stall tactic. They can't get enough. I'm going back in.
Now, apparently, that little video interlude right there, that's one of maybe 6 characters that could be on that screen at that time. So I think there's one with Swedish Chef. There's one with Sam Eagle. So that's pretty cool that that's on a rotating thing in order to keep this fresh. But there you go.
Here I come, girls. I don't know how much longer this crowd's gonna wait.
Don't worry, Kermit. The mayhem will be there.
Good.
Though I have no idea how. Dr. Honeydew.
Oh, excuse us. Beaker and I were just testing the latest innovation from Muppet Labs, the lengthy immediate motion object.
A limo.
It's pronounced limo, actually. How fast can it get the band here? Factoring in the current traffic conditions. You got a minute and a half. Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay, you should get going.
But what about all of them?
You know how we feel about our band.
Right now, how about backstage passes for everyone?
Come on, gang. We got places to be and people to rock.
Okay, well, there you go. That's the entire pre-show in its total length right there. There's a couple of Easter eggs on each end of this, but you can kind of see what this provides. Okay, the dialogue's a little fast, so the jokes don't necessarily have enough time, I think, to land appropriately, but there's a lot of references there, like a minute and a half, right? That's obviously a reference to Muppet Vision 3D, so that's cool to see. Also, too, the Scooter audio animatronic is really impressive. To the fact that they replicated the way that Puppeteer actually moves its hands within a puppet like that, and I think they videotaped it and mocapped it out so as to recreate that via audio animatronics technology. I think was really, really impressive, and honestly, it might be one of the most impressive audio animatronics I've seen from WDI, especially in its current era. But what do you guys think about that? I think
apologize,
pre-show
Vash,
pretty
but
good.
our good friend Jared does have to go. I
Oh,
apologize for
okay.
interrupting this show, but
No problem
Jared,
at all.
please tell the wonderful people out there where they can find you.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got a minute and a half. No, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry.
You're good, Jared.
I gotta go record a bunch of stuff, but
Of
no,
course.
I think this looks really good. That animatronic, by the way, I actually thought I was wondering if that was a puppeteer doing it. So they actually did a very good job on that thing, I will say. But yeah, you can find me. By the way, congrats on 5K. That's awesome. Love to hear it.
Thank you.
Great meeting everybody, hanging out with everybody in the chat here and then in the panel. You can find me at Captain Magic, and then tonight actually we have theme parking tonight, and Vash will be out there as well. So if you like Vash, you get more Vash in your life this evening. But that's where you can find me. Thanks for inviting me. Thanks for letting me hang out, and look forward to the next time.
Absolutely, Jared. Thank you so much for joining us for our 5K. Very, very cool. Like Jared said, I will be there tonight at 8:30 on theme park hopping, I do believe, on Capture the Magic's channel, on Jared's channel, but it'll also be simulcast here. So stick around, subscribe to his channel, obviously, and that way you don't miss out on a moment of Jared or myself. There you go. Thank you so much, Jared. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Jared.
Later.
Awesome stuff.
I have
Right.
a question for the panel.
Go ahead, Ron.
Does anybody have contact information for the people of Kelly Clarkson? I would like the opportunity to actually go on the ride with her, since she clearly has a mention there in the background.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's interesting. I did not actually realize that.
Hey, let's Kelly, let's go on the ride together. It'd be funny.
I think
there
it's
it is,
still
Carol
phenomenal
Clarkson.
the way they did the animatronic. Like if it was a puppeteer, those movements are absolutely mind blowing. Vash,
Yeah.
we were talking about that. I thought that was pretty cool.
So right here, you can see Disney says the animatronics figure of Scooter was created using motion capture technology with the actual Scooter Muppet. Imagineers track Scooter's performance to recreate his movements, expressions, and other details as accurately as possible. I think they did a fantastic job on this. Like I was a little bit unsure on whether or not the puppet should be using for example, the hand rods, right, in order to control the movements. Right there, you can actually see the hand rods here in this animatronic form. Jim Henson always talked about how he wanted to imbue these characters with the power of animatronics to take them up a notch, right? And so I thought, are we necessarily going backward with the hand rods and the puppeteering and so forth? Shouldn't they be embracing animatronics technology a little bit closer? But because Scooter has to deal with, the Muppets that you actually see beyond there in the recording studio and so forth, it would look a little weird if he was out of place in that way. So I think it was a good decision ultimately for that. Obviously, the Penguins, they're limited motion right there. They don't have a lot of function, but Scooter right there takes the show and looks very, very impressive. The other thing, too, is if you notice right here that screen behind there, mine's Scooter, I'm pretty sure this is B mode right here. So if Scooter doesn't work, I'm pretty sure that's where he's going to be. Obviously, when you zoom in, you can see the guitar there, the famous, what is it? It's supposed to be a Gibson Les Paul, but it's not. It's an Epiphone. But that was the guitar that the cast members used to hand over to the band on their way out. Is that right?
I think so.
We have a visitor, and if you'd like, I can bring him on stage.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and bring on this person right here. Obviously, huge supporter of this channel. Trust me, I've been interfacing with this guy for a while here, and he is definitely part of this channel's unbelievable success. Give it up for Orange Grove 55. What's going on, good sir? How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I want to congratulate you 5,000, and actually not just 5,000, but you're this close from 6,000, brother.
We're very close, surprisingly close there. OG, thank you so much for coming on. Fantastic that you join us here. Now, I'm theme park casual, obviously, too. Oh, yeah. Thank you so much for coming on right there. I meant to send out invites to theme park casual and Berry Place 28. I unfortunately ran out of time before the show, so that's the only reason why. But hey, maybe we can get them on here for the 10K and so forth. Have a real big celebration once again. OG, What'd you feel about this this Muppets attraction, or I should say Muppets pre-show? I think, look, Rock and Roller Coaster. I have fond memories of it when I was a kid. Right, I think I went originally when I was 12 years old. Right, actually around the time that it opened, felt fresh, felt new, felt hip, felt like very, very cool. And then obviously as the years wear on, it's kind of like, okay, let's get us to the other side here, and so we can get on the coaster itself. Here, I think, is a really big show-stopping moment. I think that a lot of the resources were poured into this attraction, into this very scene right here. I think it paid off. What do you think?
I 100% agree. I think this was a very, very successful overlay or retheme. I love the animatronics. I love the fact that, look, we lost our Muppet vision, but we gained another attraction utilizing these amazing characters. I mean, they are absolutely a global treasure. So I am really happy to see that they found a new home. And I think they really did a great job. And honestly, even that animation courtyard looks fantastic. I mean, you wouldn't even recognize it. So I think these two projects, the Muppet Rock and Roller Coaster, as well as that animation courtyard, I think they absolutely hit a home run. So well done all around. And yeah, man. And honestly, I'm very optimistic about some of these other projects going forward now, if these are crushing it like they are. So I'm cautiously optimistic about what's coming around the bend for Disney World and even Disneyland Resort. Another thing too that I find very interesting about this Muppet thing is that this is a Disney IP. They don't have to pay licensing fees anymore for the Aerosmith stuff. So that was kind of a smart decision on their part, I think. This is an in-house thing now, so.
Well, they've been wanting to get that for a while.
Yeah.
Because obviously it's like, how long is this relationship really going to last here? Okay.
I'm very glad this did not end up being the Hannah Montana thing that it was being talked about a few years ago. Anybody remember that rumor?
Oh, thank
No,
I remember
don't.
Jonas Brothers back in the day.
I remember the rumor for Queen taking over.
Well, and then of
would have
course,
been cool.
Powerline was also talked about, but I think they got a home run with the Muppets because, that especially the way they've done this pre-show, it at least gives you that feel, and of course you're there with the Muppets, so it gives you a little bit more of a feel that they still do, have a somewhat of a reverence for Jim Henson and his Muppets. After getting rid of the former Muppet Courtyard area. And, it also gives them the opportunity to see how is this going to be received by the audience going forward. If this is very, very well received going forward, they have the opportunity behind both Tower of Terror, behind Rock and Roller Coaster, to take that area and make it into a new Muppets Courtyard. Or it doesn't have to be the same, as the old one was.
That's what I think Pro mentioned that a couple of times, how he would like to see the villains show like removed in that building, repurposed for that. But honestly, for what it's worth, in the short amount of time that they did this, they did a pretty good job. What would really sell me, and they can have my money, is if they put Sweetums outside of the attraction and you could do like a meet and greet periodically. That would be fabulous.
That's a good idea.
Well, they could put some shade in some fans and put some air conditioning. It's 2026, Ron. They'll figure it out. They can put some AC in that.
I just haven't seen one Muppet. I haven't seen Miss Piggy.
I know. So Miss Piggy is missing from this. So
exactly,
they can't
Tom.
seem to nail the voices of Kermit the Frog and Miss Piggy. If you've noticed that Hollywood Studios, specifically during the holidays when they have those live entertainment shows, there is a segment where Kermit and Miss Piggy come out and they do their thing, and there's puppeteers, but the voices are just not nailing it. And I think that they were afraid to add that element on this ride because they know the backlash that they would get for it. That's my opinion.
There's a backlash with Matt Vogel, but that's nothing.
Well, another thing that I want to bring up too, and I don't know, and I'm sorry if I missed this already, but like one of my critiques about this overlay, and it has nothing to do with the actual execution, because I think the execution spot on, right? Perfect. But this is an issue, in my opinion, where you have a kind of this very family-friendly, kid-friendly sort of IP with a very intense attraction.
Yeah.
Right.
How many
That's-
kiddos are actually gonna be able to ride this thing? Or even, I mean, that's the only thing. I mean, Muppets are very much an
agree.
everybody brand, right? And this is kind of it includes a lot of people, including myself. Including myself. I'm a chicken, okay? But
See-
yeah. So go ahead, Vash.
No, you're exactly right. I had the same reservations about this. Again, we see this with like Tiana's Bite Adventure, for example, right? That's that skews younger than maybe the height restriction would allow for something like that, right?
Right.
I think it's maybe the same problem here, kid-friendly brand, but yet not the entire family can actually ride it, which is very unfortunate. Now, I actually take a little bit different of a review on this. I actually don't think this overlay was 100% successful. Now, the references, though, they definitely had those. And Imagineering released this video. Let's go ahead and go over it real fast to see what they did with this attraction. By the way, I'm sorry about the cringe video, folks. It's Disney. I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do about it. But the references I thought were pretty cool.
We're so close to opening Rock and Roller Coaster starring the Muppets. What has two thumbs and knows a lot about Easter eggs?
Gosh.
You're not supposed to do that with Easter eggs. Easter eggs are just supposed to be there for us to hunt them down.
Of course, is about the Muppets
True.
and the Electric Mayhem, who have a concert across town, but nobody knows where they are.
Yeah, my favorite thing is that we've set up sort of a social media feed where you see the Muppets backstage at the concert trying to find the band. And that means that we got to shoot over 30 minutes of original Muppets footage, the length of an entire TV episode, just in this one room of the attraction. And you're going to see dozens of Muppets and celebrity cameos. And it really just drives that story home that the mayhem is missing.
Next, we move into this gallery case room where we're honoring the legacy of the Muppets here. We're not quite done, still working on it, and we have more surprises coming. Danny, why don't you tell them about a couple things? I got to run out. I'll catch up with y'all later.
See you in the alley. Come with me. So in our story, Yolanda the Rat works for G-Force Records, and she's sort of curating this entire gallery case. But she's a little disorganized. So you'll see her pile of in progress right here. This is our tribute to Miss Piggy. This is a fabulous dress. And let's talk about that hat. What a gorgeous hat.
Now, you won't actually see Miss Piggy, but there's a tribute to her.
This whole thing, when I saw this on Instagram, Vash, I got, like you said the words, cringe with a capital.
It's really cringe.
It's just like, this is not, are they trying to send a message? Like, oh, everybody, don't freak out. Don't wig out on us because we got your Easter eggs in here. We're referencing all of these things. You know, who are they talking to? I want to know who they, it's like, this is not how that goes. This is for us to go in and spot these little details ourselves and be taken by surprise. This
MJ,
is way too it just really aggravated me when I saw it.
They're from the same team as the cast member who said that Dreamer's Point was the antithesis of everything that Walt.
I see.
Don't you see the shape language?
Shape language.
It's shape language, and Ron
Muppet
has
Studio
to go.
donated Kermit's original banjo from the Muppet movie to the Disney archives. So this is a painstakingly recreated replica of the banjo that Kermit plays Rainbow Connection on. This is our tribute to the Electric Mayhem and the different instruments they play. Again, it's so important to introduce guests to the story of the Electric Mayhem and who they are as characters and what their instruments are. So the great thing about these four here in the middle are original. Floyd and Janice's guitars are from the Muppet Show, so they are very, very historic.
Left-handed.
Some of the other pieces are replicas.
I was just
over
noticing
time,
that, but they never looked left-handed on the show,
flavor of who the
so it was
characters
flipped
are
for the
and what
TV then.
instruments mean to them. It's
Maybe.
also so sweet because you get to see the scale of Muppets and how they're a little bit tinier.
Hey, Danny.
Betty, are those Statler and Waldorf chairs from Muppet Vision 3D?
I think so. You would know more than me.
No, they are. They definitely are.
Cool.
Give me a break.
So now we
Yeah.
have passes the concert.
Cringe, right?
Yeah,
cringe.
this is definitely, and I feel like this is very unnecessary, right? Because I do, like I said before, I do believe this is a really nice segue. Like, I mean, we lost one Muppet thing, but we're getting a really solid new Muppet thing. I think what they're doing with this video, though, is sort of like trying to don't be mad at us. We have these
Right.
Easter egg, it
We got
feels
all
very
the
like
Muppets in there.
They're
Yeah.
being super sarcastic. It's that one mom that's like, well, sweetheart, if you just look hard enough in your sock drawer, maybe you'll find your socks. That's that's what they're giving those kind of vibes. Like they are really making me ill right now. The two
Yeah,
of them.
it's a little much. It's a little much, and it's unnecessary because the fans are going to notice this stuff and they're going to pick this stuff up.
Exactly.
I think some things are better left unsaid in a lot of ways.
True.
The whole part when you went to the old show was you got to find stuff. You didn't tell the kids. You let them find it themselves.
I
Like
feel
looking
like
under the mat for the
they-
key.
They feel the need to explain. For my thought process is, it's like they're trying to explain to a generation that maybe doesn't know the Muppets as well as Gen X and older generations. So they're pointing out all the Easter eggs instead of just leaving it to us who know the Muppets to just naturally pass it down.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know what I think after tomorrow because I'm supposed to be going on this tomorrow.
Oh, interesting. I definitely want to know. But
That's
Erica, I
a
think
good
you're
point,
right.
Erica. That's a very good point. I felt the same as you did.
Do you think they'll be there? Maybe I can write it with them.
Oh, that'd be interesting. Yes,
They'll
indeed.
they'll be in the line with me and they'll be like, "Oh, now let me explain this. Now let me explain this." And they're you know what they're like? They're like the annoying person that you're watching the movie with, but that
Yes.
person's seen the movie before, and so
Yes.
throughout the entire movie they're telling you what's going to happen next.
Yeah, maybe this would have been better reserved maybe
so.
weeks after the attraction or so. Obviously, before the attraction's actually open, maybe that's one of the things that you're saying too, Ron. Like, calling out the magic trick before the actual show opens. Maybe not the best timing there. Obviously, a lot of these props coming from Vision 3D, right? Gonzo and all of that. Pizza Rizzo.
Well,
Obviously, a
speaking of
reference.
taking off, Ron actually has to start getting ready for his show. So we promised him a beautiful outro.
Absolutely. Ron, we're going to be connecting to your show in just about 20 minutes or so. So, Ron, what do you got going on over there on the dish today?
It's interesting. I just found, what's the guy's name? Bargatze? Nate Bargatze wants to maybe, like he's building, I guess he's got a whole idea where he wants to be the next Walt Disney, and he's creating Nate Land in Nashville. I don't know if you've heard of that or not.
I did hear about that. Yeah, in Tennessee.
Yeah, so I'm reading about it today. I don't know if it's going to be like an Opryland 2.0 or if it's going to be his whole new creation, but he did a video at, where he was at, I think, Opry Mills Mall. So I don't know. We're going to dive into it and take a look at that. Among other, theme park and pop culture news, we might talk a little bit about Mando, maybe not. I don't know. We shall see what
we have a
happens.
special request for you, Ron, if you will, and then we have to say
Yes.
goodbye to OG 55. He's leaving us soon. He graced us with his presence, but here you go, Ron, if you will.
May we see
O2RR
Ron do
199.
Swedish?
May we see a Ron do the Swedish chef impression?
Okay, I'll do my best. Okay, Fergie Bird, the very severe, for the pervert, the very severe, the carpet, bird the very severe, the bird the very cur, but if it's your cur, but the bird the bird is, it never sure, and there's two bird dippy, burger.
Impressive. Most impressive. Thanks, Ron.
Awesome.
Very much appreciate that. Very funny. If you know the Swedish chef, you know he nailed it. Thank you, Ron. Very much appreciate you coming on the show and supporting us for the 5K.
Congratulations, Vash, 5K, 6K soon, 10K next week. It's happening. Got it.
Okay, next week. It's more ambitious than Erica, what she was saying before. Well,
I love
hopefully
it.
we can hit those metrics right there. That'd be really, really cool. Ron, thank you so much for coming on in. And we
Always.
will enjoy the show in just about 20 minutes. Absolutely. OG 55. Well, I'm going to be actually seeing you again here, only a few hours from now, because we go on at about 8:30 Eastern, I do believe, for Theme Park Hoppin'. But before you go, please go ahead and tell the panel and well, everybody out in the chat.
And your best
channel.
Muppet impression as well. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, exactly.
Hey,
exactly.
I could probably do a better Kermit than what they got now, though. I could.
Go for it. Please go for it. Give us the one sentence. Go for it, OG. Go for it. We're having fun today.
Let me see. It's not easy being green. I don't know. That sounds about the same, right?
You know what? I'll take that over Matt Vogel any day right there. But OG, what do you got going on over there on your channel? OG55, it's been unbelievably successful. OG, please take it away.
Well, thank you so much, Vash, and everybody at home that you know, if you're not aware, Vash was there in the early days of my channel, and it's an honor to be part of his channel now in the early days of his channel. So again, congratulations on 5K. This close to 6K. We are almost there. But yeah, you can find me right here on YouTube, Orange Grove 55, talking theme parks, studio, corporate side, all that good stuff. And I want to thank everybody in the chat and everybody on this fine panel. Appreciate you all. Thank you so much for having me on, and I will see you, Vash, tonight on Theme Parkin'.
Absolutely. Cannot wait. That's going to be super, super cool. Thank you so much, OG, for that. Can't wait to see you, Jared, and whoever else we have on there tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Awesome stuff. OG's the best. He is absolutely fantastic. A huge supporter of this channel. And you know what? It is pretty cool to do stuff with him. Vash will hit 10K by the end of summer.
Yep.
James all day.
Oh,
Feels
yeah.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
It is wild how fast we're approaching the 10K right there. Again, we're very close to 6K, but I'm grateful just to have 5 and to be able to enjoy this with so many friends. I think that's really, really cool. So we get on the attraction right here. Oh, yeah,
sorry. No, I'm so sorry. Before you jump right back in, did you want to say hi to the new member? And we have one super chat from Jim's Junk Retro.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and bring him on in. Bruce Newhouse becoming a Skywatcher himself. Thank you so much for that, Bruce. Very much appreciate you, and welcome on board again. Vash and Dixon every single Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern from your membership. Jim Junk Retro donating $5. Thank you so much. Can we just let Disney have this win, please? Because this appears to be the best overlay since Haunted Mansion Holiday. Also, congratulations, Vash. Look, okay. Let me go ahead and provide some nuance here, Jim. This overlay, right? Fortunately, it is better than Rock and Roller Coaster with Aerosmith. I think objectively I can say that the pre-show is absolutely fantastic. I do like the Muppet references, even though sadly some of those things you see the Muppet mobile apps and you think, man, we're never going to get that again. It's just going to be here. It's a little sad. But Vision 3D, of course, there's some references there that obviously underscore the lack of the lack of possibility for Muppet Vision 3D to be restored. Those things being said, though, I would expect an attraction that's 25 years old, when it is overlaid, that it be a better version than what the Imagineers achieved all that time ago. I do have some issues with it, not over what it is, but necessarily what it could be. Because I think in the coaster age now, obviously we have some very, very high quality experiences in the form of like Velocicoaster, for example, Cosmic Rewind from Disney themselves, Fast and Furious is coming out. And so when I see what they did here, which is, okay, we're going to go ahead and take the trains, coaster trains that have existed for a little over 25 years now, and just kind of paint them over, switch out the soundtrack and call it a day. I don't know. I think that they could have gone farther. I would have loved to have seen some new trains with some new restraints, right? Because, the track is still a 25-year-old track. You've still got some head knockers there. So in order to, if they would have replaced the over-the-shoulder restraints with like new restraints, for example, to kind of reduce that head knocking issue right there, that would have been very cool. Obviously, with a new train, maybe comes a smoother ride. Those kind of things I was really hoping for. Unfortunately, we didn't get those. And the props inside, obviously, with the length of time that this was closed for, you can't really expect a lot. But they did reuse a lot of the stuff from Aerosmith. They painted over some stuff, but still, it's just it was a little lacking. See right here, this POV from Undercover Tourist showcases the fact that a lot of those props, well, they just have some Muppet overlays to them. Blink and you miss them. I don't know. I think they could have gone farther. They could have had some really great new lighting techniques, for example. It would have been great to see entirely new props, maybe dimensional props and so forth. But sadly, we get the old flat props that we've been enjoying for the last 25 years or so. So I think that was the only thing that kind of disappointed me. But you guys on the panel right here, what do you think? Pre-show plus this new attraction experience, better, worse? What say you?
I think it's bittersweet. We're still to what we've been saying for a while now. It's a family oriented IP, so there's a lot of kids that won't be able to experience this, and adults. Not everyone's into coasters, and even some people that are into coasters can't ride for medical reasons. So it's a very limited demographic that can be immersed into this in person without having to see it through a screen, through video. So that's kind of the bitter part. The sweet part is we actually have a rethemed attraction that Disney actually did really well. They actually get a pass on this compared to Tiana's Bayou. So
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
I think we're being fair in our review, that we're giving credit where credit is due.
Yep.
But at the same time, this is why we exist, is to push back on Disney, because we know what they're capable of.
Absolutely.
And so there's the mix of good and the mix of, yeah, you could still do better. Walt was like that. People would come to him with these amazing ideas and he would tell them, well, that's great, should have been done yesterday. And it wasn't that he was being negative. That was just his way of pushing his Imagineers to their limits,
Well, no, there were multiple times where he would upgrade, like the Jungle Cruise, for example. He would plus that up, right? That's where the term plussing comes from, was from that era. Also, too, like Mine Train Through Nature's Wonderland, he plussed that up multiple times. Sailing Ship Columbia, it originally didn't start out with a lower decks. He provided one. And some of that was influenced by what he would experience in the real world. Other times, ideas would, like you said, come to him or be brought to him and so forth, and he would incorporate those ideas. So we always look for the best that we can possibly get from these attractions. We have to live with these things for 20, 30, 40 years. And so when I see an opportunity like this, where it's like, oh, this attraction was down for a period of time, could have incorporated new trains, that would have been super cool. When I don't see those things done, it's kind of like, what if, But when it comes to pre-show, absolutely fantastic. No, don't get me wrong, the lead up to this attraction, which, by the way, is, because it's an indoor coaster, there's only so many ways you can go about an attraction like that. A lot of it's going to be built in the theming and the pre-show to keep it relevant. I think they accomplished that. But would have liked to have seen new coaster cars and so forth. And Vixen would have liked to have seen more Miss Piggy.
I would. I'd like to see her more than just a dress.
Yeah.
I miss her. She's my favorite Muppet. So
They did mention in that Instagram clip that there was more to come. I'm wondering if maybe they are still trying to figure out how to place Miss Piggy, and maybe there'll be an addition down the road, but maybe they're just still tweaking, kind of perfecting, polishing up that concept. How can we do it, and how can we do it effectively with Miss Piggy?
Oh, that's awesome, Erica. You give me hope now.
I'm giving myself hope.
That'd be cool.
Come on, Piggy.
I love Miss Piggy too. She was always my favorite as a kid.
Let's ride
Even
it
if
together when she comes.
Even if she is just on the screens there behind Scooter or something like that, that'd be kind of cool. Also, too, they included Statler and Waldorf at the end there, which I was actually really excited for. I mean, I'm told that these are audio animatronics, and maybe perhaps the same audio animatronics that were found. Let me see if I can actually find them in my references here. Yes, here we go. You can see right there. Apparently, these are audio animatronics and might be the original ones from Muppet Vision 3D. Interesting thing. Now, they're a little bit stiff, but the only disappointing thing about them is that you can't really see them if you're on the attraction. I know it's weird, but because of where they end up in the brake run, the kind of the final brake run, you're held there. Statler and Waldorf talk to you, which is good, but if you're like even in the second row to the last row, you can't see them. And then when those other people in the coaster can actually see them, now they're stopped talking. So I think they have a timing issue right there. Maybe they're still working it out. I'm not sure. A little bit disappointed to see the implementation of that. But the fact that they're there, the fact that the Jim Henson Muppet references there from Muppet Vision 3D, I thought was also pretty good. Again, like the references, I like the execution of some of these things. It's just I don't think they went far enough. Tom, what's it you?
Honestly, I think we could have had both things. I wish they would never close down the original and just added this as an overlay, since Aerosmith was dated in. Yeah, I'm a musician. I'll say it. They're still not as popular as they used to be. They had to pay royalties probably, or a contract ended. Who knew? Who knows? But what they did in seeing Jim Henson's Muppet thing there is kind of like, kills me.
Like a memorial.
It's like, oh man, you know, they did what they did. They took it down. I like what they did with most of it. I agree with you on the ride vehicles. They could have went a little bit more different with it. And watching those videos again, I can't believe I missed that they are actually playing left-handed guitars and basses.
I was surprised by that. Yeah, left-handed.
It never smacked me. What? But that's, yeah.
As guitarists who play instruments, Tom and I know how rare it is to see even one left-handed guitar player, much less two. So
I got a friend, I just bought him a left-handed guitar for his last birthday. And it was a pain in the butt to get the right type.
I know. Yeah.
So seeing the Muppets play it is a kick.
It's a kick for sure. I've worked on it before. I was an aspiring luthier back in the day, and it's weird working on them because it's like everything's backwards.
Everything's backwards, especially when you're trying to set intonation and you start doing it and you're looking at the strings and it's just like fundamentally backwards, and you're looking at it going, "Wait, what am I doing here?"
It throws you for a loop. It's really interesting. So. I thought that was quite interesting. Cool that the actual instruments were on display, though. That's pretty fun. The references are pretty fun. So
here's
overall,
the thing, Vash.
Okay.
I am left-handed, but I play righty.
See, a lot of people do. That's why it's rare to have left-handed instrument players, because even if people are left-handed, they usually go right because it's just a lot easier, which it is.
Fine stuff.
If you're looking for gear and all that. But there you go. There's Muppet Vision. Or, I'm sorry, not Muppet Vision. The successor to Muppet Vision, I suppose. Muppets Rock and Roller Coaster right there. I promised James all day that I would talk about the new president right here. I want to go ahead and go into a deep dive of him. But unfortunately, I don't quite have enough time. I want to go ahead and leave some room for our panelists in order to give them proper outros. I'll say this, James all day, in order to preview what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. I am very excited about the future of Walt Disney World under Joe Scott. Looking into his bio and so forth, we'll talk about that more tomorrow when we go into it in deeper coverage. But looking at his career, he's been there for 40 years, even longer than Jeff Valley. He started out as a Jungle Cruise skipper, worked his way up into management, and has led a lot of resorts internationally through some pretty big expansions. So I'm very hopeful that he's going to be able to do the same magic here in Walt Disney World, that is, that he was able to accomplish in places like Tokyo, Paris, and even Shanghai. Very excited about it, but we'll go ahead and get into that in much more detail tomorrow. That's going to be at, I think, 6:30 Eastern. We're going to go ahead and provide that additional 30 minutes in order to cover more stories for you. That should be a really, really fun show. Definitely check us out. And Theme Park Hoppin' tonight at about 8:30 Eastern there. Jared's always a little bit late. I don't mean to call him out, but I know he's got the kiddos there and everything like that. Just know, if you're waiting a little bit, just hold on. We'll be starting up that show momentarily. All right, Erica, what do you got going on over there at Erica and Raph? You're doing some amazing work over there as well with Brood Banter and everything like that. Please go ahead and let us know what you have coming up for us over there.
So we had to change our times because we've moved. We moved from Germany to Texas now. So we're actually way in the far west, almost like east. Yeah, we're in El Paso. So we had to change our time so Raf could join us for Brood Banter. So our streams are now still on Fridays, but 5 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Yeah. So I know it's kind of mid-evening for folks on the East, but that's the best we could do right now with Raf's work schedule. And yeah, we're still brewing and bantering. Last week, we talked a lot about our move, the transition, and we're still kind of going through the typical roller coaster of emotions that comes with a PCS that we call in the DoD and military. So, but yeah, I don't know what we're going to talk about this Friday. I actually have been looking to see where we are going to sit in terms of theme park passes and theme park goers. The world is at our fingertips now that we're back stateside. So we're excited to start planning for Universal and Disney. We've got, Memorial Day's this weekend, so I doubt we'll fly anywhere last minute. But, we've got the fall months just around the corner. Thanksgiving technically is just around the corner. I mean, when you're planning for stuff like this, you start planning now. So I'm kind of in pre-planning mode and trying to get our ducks in a row. Where do we sit now financially in this transition with the theme parks and annual passes? What is the best option? And so I kind of want to talk about that a little bit on Friday, just to kind of revisit tickets and the affordability, because we're no longer going to be Florida residents. So that's hitting hard for me. I think out of the three of us, it's hitting me the hardest.
Well, the good thing is that you're in the middle of the country now, and the world is your oyster. You can go to Florida if you would like, but also that affords you access to the California theme parks as well. So there's a whole bunch of places you can go. So don't feel too bad. At least you're next to some really amazing stuff in your neck of the woods. And, hop, skip, and jump away. You can get yourself some amazing theme park options as well. But Hanging with Eric and Raf is the channel right there. You definitely want to go ahead and check it out. Brood Banter every single Friday. I think it's a really, really fun show. Definitely subscribe. The links are going to be in the chat and in the description as well. Also, too, we have Tom F. here with us. Tom, what got going on over there at DJ IDFE?
I dropped a new video for a song I did, Tears of a Man. Check it out. Like some feedback. It's kind of a tearjerker. It'll hit some people hard, but I've been working on more stuff like that and more to come. And probably a rocket launch tomorrow morning at like 6:45, I think. I got to check it. It's hard to keep track.
Yeah, I know you record those, and I know you like
I might do that live. It depends. It depends on if I get out of bed at time,
That's cool. Well, Tom, if you do, that'll be a really cool viewing right there. Definitely subscribe to know when Tom does go live. He's got some great music on his channel as well. I like his tunes and I like him so much. Well, you can hear him all over Bash Sky Parkcast. That 5,000, Tom, wouldn't be possible without you.
Wow.
We also have Vixen as well, who joins us every single Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern for members only content right there. Vash and Vixen. I think this week, Vixen. What are we doing this week? I don't
know. What are we doing, Vash? We have to decide.
we do have to decide. I'm a little bit late on this. Hawaii came very, very easy to us because
yes, it did.
We were going over so much of that. Which, by the way, folks, if you don't know, we did go over Disney's history of Polynesia. That was a pretty cool thing right there. That is for sure. But this week, I don't quite know what we're going to do.
We'll have to get our thinking caps on and think of something.
Yes.
Yeah.
But there is an amazing site you can go to follow Vixen herself. VixenSky.com has all our social media there for sure. Also to her YouTube channel is provided by MJ in the description as well. Vixen, anything that we should know about in your neck of the woods regarding your social media?
Oh, yes. I'm doing pretty well in the Instagram. I have 100 followers, And so if you're on Instagram, come on over and follow me. Also on X and also on TikTok. And I would love to chat with you. And I look forward to seeing all the Skywatchers on Saturday. So
Yes.
be sure
Lots
to
of-
chat. I love to talk with you in the chat.
Absolutely. She loves seeing the Skywatchers out there. And we have, I think 70 new members now. So come on over.
Yes,
Join us
come
for some
on
fun.
over.
It's really great to go with these history deep dives into all kinds of stuff. Sometimes we do touch the realm of entertainment, but we like to touch theme parks as well, the history of them and so forth. I know we were talking about concepts of exploring the original theme park out there. There's a couple of things we were playing around with. Maybe I'll put it up to a poll and have our viewers decide there. That might be pretty fun as well. But definitely check out vixensky.com where you can get access to Vixen herself. Magical MJ also too with us. MJ, what do you got going on over there? Where you're at, great producer extraordinaire.
Can you hear me okay? I'm
I
having
can.
some trouble on my end. I don't know what's happening.
issues?
StreamYard, you. Yeah, I have my, it's funny. I have everyone's links and all their stuff, and I forgot to do my own. It's fine.
You're totally fine. Don't worry.
I'm
You can
easy to find. I'm on X and Instagram, and my handle is right there for you. And you can find me on all these amazing channels with all of our good friends. It was a pleasure to be here with you guys. It's an honor to be by your side, Vash, helping you produce the show. And congratulations again on your 5K celebration, dude. You are killing it.
It is wild. I just want to say, big thank you to you, MJ, and definitely check out MJ at her various social medias, both on Instagram and on X. But you guys have been so supportive of me. That includes the panel as well. Everybody on the panel has been extremely supportive of this channel, and I would just want to thank each and every one of you for joining us on this amazing event right here. It's absolutely phenomenal. I want to thank every single one of you in the chat right now. You guys are fantastic. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of new faces. So thank you for coming on in and giving, me a little bit of your time. So that's pretty cool right there. Again, Theme Park Hoppin' tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern. Obviously, we're going to go over some amazing stories like, for example, Bob Iger's pay. We didn't get to that right now, but don't worry, folks. You want to know how much Bob has been paid for his body of work with the Walt Disney Company because, wow, it's astounding. It surprised even me. The new Walt Disney World president, we got to go over him and look at his career so that way we can go ahead and map out the trajectory of maybe Walt Disney World. We also have Fast and Furious testing with people. That's pretty cool. A new facial recognition lawsuit for $5 million. Whoa! That is a lot of money right there. Millennium Force. Well, perhaps they got some new seatbelts and not a lot of people are happy. We'll see where that story is going right there. I think we have a penetrating story as well, which is very, very interesting. And Disney security shenanigans. Oh boy, we got so much on the docket there. I don't know how we're going to fit it into 1 hour and 30 minutes, but we'll try. You know me, we will try. Anywho's, thank you so much for joining us for the 5K. Very much appreciate everybody on the panel. Thank you. I suppose that wraps us up right now. Let's see if I can get some music going. Yes, I think that's it. All right, all of you out there, thank you once again. And remember, folks, the sky is the limit.